Yes, I would recommend Final Fantasy X. I would also, but I would warn you though, the first few hours are a little boring. It starts slowly.
Okay.
Also, there's a certain character that's really annoying in the beginning of the game, but gets less annoying as the game goes on.
Is that Titus?
How did you know?
Because of everything I know about that game, it's that everyone thinks he's annoying.
Yeah, I do think he gets less annoying as the game progresses.
Gotcha.
But he serves a... Like, I didn't realize until I read stuff on TV tropes. By the way, I'm not sure whether that Devil Gate just lets you fight the same battle again. I didn't have time to check it out, but I want to check it out later. And now watch as I fail to hit something that's right in front of me because of ice physics. There we go. Ah, and the bead got away. So I think that was the end of the second recording. Right around here. So you can see I'm getting a few more. Still a lot left, but I'm making progress. Yeah, one thing, when you talked about... Oh yeah, this is the beginning of the third recording, and I finally remembered that, like, the big powerful attack version of the ice power that I had is not something that you have to get separately. For the fire and the lightning and the water, it's something you have to get separately from the main brush power. But with the ice one, it comes with the power. And I probably read that and then forgot it. So now I'm back in Kamiki Village. This is when I decided, okay, I'm finally going to start getting these stray beads in some organized fashion. And that organized fashion would be, like, as they appear, in the order in which they appear on the screen that tells you how many you have. Yeah, when you talked about, like, the phase-in of a game that's just collecting stuff, I thought Final Fantasy X is an example of a game that's not paced that well, because basically the game is completely on rails for most of it, and then right before the end you get the freedom to go where you want. So that's when you do most of the side quests. I think it's weird though, because they did Final Fantasy X, it's like that, and they said, then people complained about the linearity, and they did Final Fantasy X too, which is like totally, like, you can do what you want for most of the game. And then a few years later, they made Final Fantasy XIII. People complained about the linearity of that one. And then 13-2 is completely non-linear. I haven't played or really seen that game, but that's what I've heard. It's like, come on, Square, didn't you learn your lesson the first time?
Now, are you trying to like, catapult yourself?
Yes, and there are several blossoms here, and I just wasn't using the right one. I was using one that was, like, the path from it to me was blocked somehow. That's why it wasn't working, and then I just tried a different one. But going after these stray beads, like I said, it's gotten me a lot of other goodies. A couple Sun Fragments. Sun Fragments are basically this game's pieces of heart. And a lot of units of praise, like from clovers and stuff. Now the one I'm missing, the stray bead I'm missing from here is in a buried treasure chest, but obviously not that one. Oh, this is another sort of running gag of this LP. For some reason, I sometimes have trouble telling the lowercase O's and the lowercase E's apart. So I'll think something says bear when it actually says boar, or something like that. Like, what? That doesn't look like a bear. Yeah, I think that was the last one in Shinshu Field. And I decided it's time to race this guy again. Are you asking for a challenge? You know, people in video games who bet are so generous. They'll risk something on their end and not ask you to risk anything on your end.
Yeah, like, I'll give you this big old prize if you bet against me.
What do I have to bet? Nothing. Okay. I mean, but to be fair, that's from the player's perspective, that's a lot better than the alternative, because if you have to keep giving something up every time you lose, that gets really annoying. So yeah, I actually am not sure what the difference is between the second and third races. Maybe he lays more traps this time. Maybe he goes slightly faster. He still doesn't go as quickly as Amaterasu at full speed. Because if he did, it would be really hard to win. Oh, you know what? The route is different. The route is more difficult. It's sort of twistier. He does not stay on the road like he did before. And maybe he doesn't have to get as far ahead of you before it counts as you losing or something. Because I just lost. I do occasionally remember to collect Demon Fangs, and by collect Demon Fangs, I mean pee on enemies, because that's how you collect Demon Fangs, obviously. It's not the only way, but it's one way. I mean, she even makes flowers out of demons. She has, like, the biggest green thumb, or green paw, of anybody. Oh, here's another fun thing to do. Oh, no, I remember now. I recorded this, like, just a couple days ago, I think. I had a couple things I wanted to do in Shinshu Field, but then I kept running into this guy. I'm like, okay, I want to complete this. So he kept interrupting me, basically. Either that or I'd try to chase him down and wouldn't quite get to talk to him. Now I'm like, that was anticlimactic. So I think I said this before, but I wonder what it is with Japanese games and postmen. Do they really hold their postmen in high regard? Because this guy's a postman, and then you have the one in the Legend of Zelda games.
I don't know. You know what? Let's look this up. Japanese culture. Postman.
I mean, it could be that it's just a common joke or something. It could be that it's just a common joke.
No, I'm actually seeing if there's anything.
Yeah.
No, I'm not seeing anything. I don't know if they had some random, like, god who was, like, super postman guy.
But, like, I just realized that it had been so long that I'd played video games, many of which were from Japan, without really realizing that they were from Japan, because, of course, they'd always be translated, and there weren't really many elements that I recognized as Japanese. And, of course, now I do recognize them as Japanese. And actually, when I went to Otakana about a year and a half ago, I went to a panel that was called The History of Anime. And that was a deliberate effort on the part of American companies that that bought the rights to this stuff. They thought that the media would be less popular if people knew it came from Japan, so they deliberately tried to hide that fact. It's not so much that way anymore, but like a few decades ago. So this is the guy that made all the fireworks for the Kamiki Festival. Now, why he has several lit bombs within his house, I have no idea. So if you show him a cherry bomb too, he'll be impressed and give you some praise. So how is this guy still alive?
You're blowing him up.
But he didn't need my help. He has all these bombs in his house, and they're lit. And then I'm realizing, okay, so once you've shown him Cherry Bomb 2, you can get more praise by showing him Cherry Bomb 3. I'm realizing, okay, this is non-trivial. Placing 3 bombs without putting one somewhere where it's going to blow up early is not that easy in a place like this. Well, there's a TV tropes page called Too Dumb to Live, and this guy makes me think of it. Like, not only how is he not dead, but how is his house still standing?
I know, right? That happens. That was something I was actually thinking about the other day, though, is, you know, in Zelda games, when you blow up the walls and stuff, it's like, why wouldn't that do any damage to the floor or ceiling around the bomb?
Only special walls can be blown up.
Well, it's like only the specific cracked part of the wall has any effect at all. Like, it doesn't do anything. You place it on the floor, nothing happens to the floor. You know, you put it on the ground. If it's near the ceiling, nothing happens to the ceiling. Like, it happens with bomb rocks, not bomb rocks, but with bomb arrows in Twilight Princess. You know how you can shoot them anywhere. Like, no matter where you shoot them, unless it's like one of the specific places, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah. Well, that would fall under, I suppose, acceptable breaks from reality. Because if every wall could be blown up, then that would not be good for the game.
Well, and the question is, like, do we take that as just brilliant, like, architectural design, or as poor?
Could be either. Anyway, so the reason why the 3 bombs weren't working before, I think, was because you have to leave and then go back in. Once you've showed him the 2. Okay, so I guess... Oh, I forgot I hadn't... Okay, yeah, this is his... The 5th phase is the last one. And logically, the Guardian statue that I hadn't visited was the one closest to him.